Good morning. Happy Monday, June 30th, the last day of the first half of the year. It is real life real estate today. Good morning. I am so confused. I don't even know what month it is anymore. But I figured you can't go wrong playing a little Jimmy Buffett on a Monday morning. The crowd is slowly building. Good morning, everybody. I have got one, two, three, four, five, six topics to talk about in 30 minutes today. So we'll see how much we can get through. This is real life real estate. So I just want you guys to be aware so we are all on the same page because the market is very, very, very interesting. Um, and there's a lot of agents that are just not being good agents out there. Your competition kind of is weird. An agent that I know just put a house on the market at a price that is probably three times more than it's worth. That hurts your reputation as an agent to do something like that. There is no $20 million house in Apollo Beach. They listed a house for $20 million. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's 12,000 square feet. It's brand new, but it's opulent and all that stuff. But maybe it cost 7 million to build, and maybe the lot's worth 2 million. So now we're talking about 9 million, and they listed it for $19 million. That makes no sense to me. And they're going to spend a ton of money promoting it. Anyway, real life real estate. I don't want you to be that agent. I want you to have these real meaningful conversations. I was talking to another agent over the weekend, and they said, I think I'm just going to pass on this listing and be the second agent because the second agent is the one who's going to get him realistic and sell the price. And that's not a good attitude to have, right? You want to be the first agent and price it right and have that conversation and become a salesperson and use your sales skills to convince them that now is this is if they want to compete, they have to compete. So I'm going to open my inbox and I'm going to share this with you because it's right up the alley. It's good news. Let me share my screen. This is my economist who I used to like a lot, and I'm not sure I like him that much anymore, but it's okay. May existing home sales came in at a ho-hum annualized rate of 4.03 million, up trivially from 3.95 million in 425, and down triflingly from 4.06 million in 5 of 24. Sales are flat as a hockey rink, but inventory is a different story. It's 4.6 months, up from 4.4 months in April and 3.5 months in February. Thus, appreciation is rapidly slowing from 5.2% a year to 1.3% a year. Okay, let's digest this a little bit because this is what I really want you to understand. And there's a slide in the beginning of Keeping Current Matters. Is a good agent understands the market. A great agent, something else with the market, but a super agent can explain the market. And that's what our job is now, is to explain the market of what's going on. Natalia, you raised your hand. Do you want a microphone? I can unmute you if you want. Put it in the chat. John, I agree. I don't mind listing high with the proper expectation to the client. I have walked away from the seller's price point is if they're totally unrealistic and not willing to adjust. 100%. Okay, you saw that house online. Yeah. Go look at it. It's really amazing how gaudy you can be. But that's another story. Okay, so the forecast was for 4.6 million home sales, which is pretty dismal considering the boom time we were doing 6.6 million home sales. That's a lot. Now, remember, these are national numbers. So I can hear Chris Reed's brain going right now. Craig, those are national numbers. They're not relevant here. 100%. We're going to talk about micro markets in a second. But overall, U.S. economy, 4.06 million home sales was projected. And then it was knocked down to 3.95 million home sales. And now it's looking like we're ticking up to 4.03 million home sales. We did Master the Contract 202 on Friday, and my daughter Jessica was in the class, and she had two properties that have been on the market for a while. Both had multiple offers over last week. What the hell is that? Been on the market for 3 or 4 months with no activity and then multiple offers at one time, right? Mike Puma's little note this morning for the Daily Post said, if you like the house a lot, probably five other people do too. So make an offer. If a good house comes on the market, somebody's going to buy it. So make up your mind and decide. But anyway, I deviate from my point. So the market is down a lot as far as home sales go, but properly priced houses are selling fine. Sales are flat as a hockey rink, but inventory is a different story. Inventory is, this is where we're going to talk about micro markets. I can show you markets that have 9 to 12 months supply of inventory. And they're saying nationwide is 4.6 months, which is still leaning toward the seller side of the equation, right? So my point in all this is we need to have real conversations with our sellers and get really practice at talking about it. Because if not, I hate to say it, but you're going to spend almost $1,000 on a listing and it's not going to sell. And you're going to be out $1,000 because a listing is an interest-free loan that only gets repaid if you sell the property. So that's topic number one, right? We have to get really good. If you want to role play, call me, call your manager, call somebody, and we'll talk about how to give the seller some options, right? And, we always say, write it into the additional terms. If the property is not getting activity in the first 2 weeks, seller agrees to lower the price to X. Have them sign it and then turn it in, put it on your calendar to remind the listings team to change the price. It's already signed. Change the price in MLS. And let's keep doing that. And if that doesn't work, go 2 more weeks and lower it again. But update your CNA and see what's going on and understand your builder competition too. Okay, so that's one. Okay, this one here. I'm going to get the name off the screen. It doesn't matter. I'm going to stop sharing. So, okay, this is becoming more and more popular. So I just want you guys to have a clear understanding. A short sale is not a real sale unless it says bank approved. So the email says, I have a best friend of mine that wants to make an offer on a short sale for $200,000. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I know we normally do 3%. No, we don't. Those commissions are always negotiable. But he's making an all cash offer. So what? And I wanted to check with you first and gain your permission for 1%. Okay. The world has changed. You have to have a buyer broker agreement, right? And what do we do with our buyer broker agreements? We ask our seller to compensate the buyer so they have the capital to pay our commission. And we can tell our buyer, hey, buyer, I'm going to ask for 3% from the seller. If he won't do it, you're my best friend. If you're your best friend, would he really want you to take a discount by 2/3 of your frigging commission? No. But anyway, if the seller won't pay it, then I'll take whatever they offer. But if they don't offer anything, which I don't know how that's going to go in today's world, in the short sale world, what if they say they're going to pay nothing? Is your buyer prepared to stroke a check? So you got to make sure you have your buyer broker agreement signed. I'd get it signed for 3% with the understanding that you'll go down. He said, I trust you on that. If not, the deal's not going to come together, right? But a short sale for 200. So a short sale is they are at least 3 months behind on the property. They can't make their payments. They have to pay in full all 3 months plus penalties to bring the property back to current. If they can't do that, the lis pendens is filed and they're going to foreclose. The bank doesn't really want to foreclose, but they might in this market because there's so much equity in so many homes. So understand number one, how much equity is in this house. If there's a ton of equity, you're not going to get a short sale. The bank's going to foreclose, take the house, sell it, make a profit. That's how it's going to work. Back in the day when the market crashed, a house they bought for 400 is now worth 300. That's when a bank would take a short sale because they get as much they want to just get out of it because the bank regulators watch their inventory. And if their inventory gets too high, their lendability is cut off. So they can't get as big a loans as they want to. So it's a whole industry out there. And short sales are going to be, you have to know the equity. If there's equity, don't even count on a short sale. But an agent will go and put a house on the market as a short sale without any information about what's going on. A short sale is not a real contract, right? You're going to put an offer in subject to third-party approval, and you're going to sit there and wait while the bank goes through and gets their BPOs and does all their stuff and goes to committee, and loan committee meets once a month. I was on the board of a bank for a while. Loan committee meets once a month, and they're going to talk about the properties that are in default and all that type of stuff. And you're going to wait, and they're going to wait, and they're going to see what goes on in the market, and you're not going to have a good shot. Anyway, my point is your buyer broker agreements really should come in at 3% because you're worth it. And we're going to go through that at the end of about a minute. So that's that. So short sales are not real. Don't cut your commission up front. Many banks just, if they really do accept a short sale, they'll pay a commission. They want the property gone, but don't expect them to approve a short sale if there's equity in the house because they'll just foreclose and take it. That's the right business decision to make. Okay, next one. Okay, you guys got to know better than this by now. We got a fine. Here's what it says. I'm going to read this to you. I don't want to copy any names. Let me just get rid of this. Okay. Zoom. Close this. Boom, boom. Share my screen. This is not what you want to see. Okay. Please be advised that an auto email will be sent to you once. That's not the line. Greetings. This is a courtesy email notifying you that the fine of $500 has been applied to your account regarding listing number whatever. Please be advised that an auto email will be sent to you once the invoice is posted to your MLS account. Please note your invoice is due upon receipt. Pay now at paystellarmls.com and select Pay My Views. So what we did is on a rental listing, we said what the commission is going to be. What is not allowed to go in the MLS as a result of the settlement? Somebody type it in the chat for me. You all should know this. Commission. No commission goes in MLS, period. So staff, you need to check that and double check to make sure we don't do it. So, I mean, I'm going to take responsibility for that because we messed it up. We should have caught it. So we're going to pay that fine. But you guys should know better than to put it in your MLS comments. So sometimes we just take your comments, copy paste, because we got a bunch of stuff coming in. Just want to get through it. But really, everybody needs to pull together. Commission. There's no compensation allowed in the MLS, period, for anything. Okay, that was a short one. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't want to see those things. All right, we're going to take a minute here. So my manager meeting folder, give me a second. We're going to get a preview of the new listing presentation voiceover. It's 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So I'll let you guys hear. We're going to do it again for sales meeting tomorrow, but I thought you'd like to hear it today because hearing it more than once is a good idea. And we got the script forward as well. So Zoom. I don't need to share my screen for this. You can get the sound, but I share the audio. All right. Downloading. Okay, pay attention. 3 minutes and 40
Thank
seconds.
you for taking the time to interview us for the important job of selling your property. And congratulations on stepping back to realize this really isn't just about choosing an agent. This is likely one of the largest financial transactions of your life, and a misstep could be very costly. The truth is, who you hire matters, now more than ever. For over 5 decades, our Century 21 family of companies has been the trusted name in real estate success, strategy, and innovation. We've helped over 65,000 families sell billions of dollars in real estate, and now we'd be honored to have the opportunity to serve you. When you hire us, you don't just get a great agent, you get our entire machine. Hundreds of skilled agents, decades of experience, and a dedicated support team that expertly handles over 400 steps from pre-listing to post-closing. We are selling 20 to 50 homes a day, which is something smaller brokerages or agent teams simply don't have the horsepower or infrastructure to manage, especially when unexpected issues pop up. You likely know the Century 21 brand, but what you may not know is we're part of the largest, most successful real estate company in the world. Century 21 operates in 79 countries with over 130,000 agents. Our parent company, Anywhere, also owns Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, ERA, and many more. Locally, we are the #1 Century 21 company in the entire southeastern United States, and we've been voted a top workplace for nearly 2 decades in a row. Buyers recognize and they trust our brand, and here's how that helps you win. They click on our ads first, they call on our signs first, and they engage faster because of the name behind your listing. Now, it's important to understand there is no real estate market. What matters is your micro market, which is the handful of homes your buyer will compare yours to. We specialize in making your home the very best option in that lineup. You see, buyers buy with emotions and they justify with logic. We tap into both through our expert staging, professional photography, drone videos, 3D tours, and aggressive global marketing campaign in 16 languages and 30 currencies across over 1,000 websites, including century21global.com. For our luxury and unique properties, selling is an art form. It takes a refined, experienced approach, and we deliver with marketing designed to captivate the discerning buyer and dominate the online space. Once a buyer shows interest, our AI instantly captures and routes their information to your agent via text, email, and phone immediately, so we never miss a lead. From there, our negotiation communication skills take over. You'll receive full transparency with bi-weekly updates. Who's viewing your property? Where are they from? How many shares are we getting? How many favorites did we get? Which gives us real-time insights and feedback so we can keep the momentum going and get you sold. Once under contract, our expert team handles everything: the deadlines, the inspections, the financing, the title work, the closing, all while you sit back, relax, and get ready to collect your proceeds. Thanks again for considering us. We are very passionate about what we do, and we look forward to making you our next great success story. With us, you can expect remarkable. Thank you for taking the time to interview.
Go put me in the chat if you like that. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Pamela. Yeah, 3 minutes. I forgot the timing. I had to shut it down. But it was like just over 3 minutes. There is no reason I can think of why you wouldn't send that to a seller in your Moxie presentation, which you're going to have to update your Moxie presentation now. We'll show it 3 minutes and 7. Thank you, Caroline. You have to update your Moxie presentation when we get this to you. That's the voiceover. Now, Taylor this week is going to go put the pictures behind it, which will make it a lot more impressive when the video is behind it. But that's how it starts. You start with the voice, and then you put the pictures behind it that are relevant. It's going to fly in. So that's going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to show you that. It should be done this week. So be excited, and then we'll show you how to load everything into. There you go. Always working for you. All right, I'm going to share my screen again and talk about something I talked about last week, but I think it's worth talking about again. Just drives me crazy. Keller Williams slapped with another telemarketing lawsuit. A lawsuit filed, I'm going to read the whole thing to you. A lawsuit filed in New York is the latest in a string of cases filed in Pennsylvania, Texas, and Florida. Keller Williams settled the Florida suit in 2023 for $40 million. Okay, here's where I want to get to. Where's Keller Williams' response? We are aware of the lawsuit alleging a TCPA violation by a real estate agent affiliated with one of our independently owned franchisees, and we are reviewing the matter. So they're suing Keller Williams corporate because a Keller Williams franchisee has an agent who was using an auto dialer to text people. So I just want to remind you guys, you're not allowed to use auto dialers for anything. Read your independent contractor agreement. It says if you get busted for that, it's all on you, not on us. So I wrote in my notes here, sing it from the mountaintop. No auto dialers. I know people are selling them, but they don't give a shit because you're the one on the hook for it. They don't care if you get sued, but you can get sued, and there's people out there looking for you. So I'm going to be real direct on that one. If you're thinking about or are using an auto dialer, stop it right now. Pick up your phone, use your thumbs, type a number, and make sure they're not on the do not call list. That's what this goes through. Damages could be in the millions. The lawsuit claims was Sidney Thayer, a resident of Rochester, New York, has no existing business relationship with Keller Williams, according to the filing. Thayer allegedly received multiple unsolicited text messages from Keller Williams between April 24 and March of this year, all of which constitute telemarketing because they encourage the future purchase or investment in the brokerage's services. I don't think this one will actually get claimed. I hope it does. It's going to cost a lot of money to get out of it, so they'll probably settle, but that's kind of a ridiculous claim. But they didn't even allege auto dialing here. They're just saying no prior business relationships. You guys got to be, I mean, we're telling you to text, but we're mostly telling you to text your sphere of influence because they know you, like you, and trust you, and just get into their face. Now, if they call you on one of our leads, or they call on Zillow or Realtor.com or Century21.com or your website, when they click their name, they're agreeing to opt in to text messaging. So you're safe if the lead came to you because you have an existing business relationship and you can talk to them and they opted into receiving text messages. But if you meet somebody in the street or you're cold calling, you got to double check against do not call list. I know it's a pain in the ass. Maybe I'll get Jimmy to do a class on us on how to double check that, or Mike, one of the two of them. Maybe I'll do it. Well, this Thursday, I'll skip ahead to one of my notes. This Thursday, Vanessa is my Zillow showcase counselor, and we've got a big announcement to make on Thursday for you guys. So we're going to lower the price and make it even more attractive for you. So and Vanessa is going to go through all that with us on Thursday. So tune in for Tactical Thursday because both Mike and Jim are on vacation this week. So I'm going to get Vanessa to step in and do that for us. Okay. Okay. So please, 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 do not call. I'm double checking against the do not call list if you're calling people you don't know. and don't violate it, because I'm not taking that lawsuit. You're gonna have to defend yourself. Michael, I'd have to Google it. I don't know it off the top of my head. Not just phone calls, text too. Yep. Cool. All right. I'm going to share my screen again because I did stop doing that. All right. So here's a little innocent agent making her calls, doing her job. But now Keller Williams has to defend a $40 million lawsuit. Shitty way to go. All right. My last topic for today is Kathleen. I love when you send me these content, and we're going to go through a couple of these, but NAR. Okay. So we've got the National Association of Realtors. We've got the Florida Association of Realtors. We've got our MLS, and we've got Corporate Century 21 Anywhere. We have Corporate Anywhere, Corporate Century 21, and then Beggins Enterprises et al. There's not much more support you can have, right? And we don't pay a lot of attention to the MLS or NAR or Anywhere for that matter, or Century 21 either. But I'm going to show you Century 21 stuff at the sales meeting tomorrow. NAR guides. Check this out. Am I sharing? Yes. Look at all the resources that are here for us through NAR. I'm going to pick a couple of these in the 9 minutes we have left. 10 questions to ask a buyer's agent. This is what NAR is setting out to the public, and they have Spanish versions of almost all of these. So, Jeanette, if you're watching, I'm going to pick maybe 2 of these. Consumer guide, 10 questions asked a seller's agent. So this is out in the public. So as I read these, I want you to think, how would you answer this? Real life real estate. Are you a realtor? And please, guys, I'm going to say this again. Realtor. There's no I in there. And even realtors call themselves realtors. You're not a realtor. It's not a doctor. It's a doctor. It's not a realtor. It's a realtor. So get that in your head and don't say realtor ever again. I can't even say realtor. Realtor. Are you a realtor? When you work with an agent who's a realtor, you are working with a professional guided by ethical duties. So a real estate licensee is a real estate licensee. A realtor is a real estate licensee who subscribed to a code of ethics, right? And we can cover code of ethics one of these classes coming up because that's a fun topic for me. I think it's kind of cool. Under the realtor's code of ethics, including the pledge to protect and promote the interests of their clients. A real estate agent doesn't have that. So these people that are talking about seceding from the MLS and all this other crap that's going on in the marketplace, they're forgetting that this is a big part of our industry and what realtors do to protect clients. What types of services can you provide me? Your agent can help you with marketing your property, interfacing with buyer's agents, handling showings and open houses, negotiating the purchase agreement on your behalf, assisting throughout the closing process, and more. So neat thing. I'm going to send this to everybody so you can have it just as a resource. Are you familiar with the market where I'm selling my home? Oh my God, I love that one. So this is a consumer guide. So the seller says, you know, I'm seeing some of you guys listing properties way the hell away from where you work. And I hope you, if you're taking that listing, I hope you spend the time to learn that market. Call other agents, find out what's happening in the area. I mean, if you're not familiar with it, refer it out. That's what it's designed to do because we're promoting the best interest of the client, right? Your agent must be licensed where you are selling your home, but they should also have market knowledge to facilitate a successful transaction. While prior experience with the market where your property is located is not a requirement, local knowledge could help your agent develop a strategy that resonates with local buyers. I was talking to an agent last week, and it's $1 million sale, and it's far away. It's like, I'll just make up a number. It's like, say you're in Tampa, this listing's like in Naples, right? Totally different world. Totally different world. So what should you do? Come to Elevate 21, network with your fellow Century 21 agents, get to know them, get their cards, build a relationship, and you're going to meet Susie or whoever she is over in Naples, and you're going to find a customer who wants to work in Naples. You call your friend Susie and say, hey, Susie, I've got this customer. They're deciding between Tampa and Naples. I don't really want to spend the time going to Naples because I don't know the market as well. Would you team up with me? Let's split it 50-50. What do you think Susie's going to say? Hell yeah, I'm not doing anything anyway. She's not going to be in the chance of me getting her without you giving her to is nothing. And then you get 50% of the commission and you don't have to drive to Naples or learn Naples or anything else. And if they don't buy in Naples, you didn't waste a whole bunch of time. Does every buyer that you put in your car buy something? Nope. Right? So be familiar with the market we are. If not, refer. Come on, guys, grow up. It's a scarcity mindset that says, well, it's $1 million sale, so I'll drive 4 hours to show the house. Bad idea. Number 4, what will be included in our listing contract? You're a seller's agent. The seller says, what's included in our listing contract? At the onset of your relationship, you and your agent will sign a listing agreement that says the agent can represent you and market your property to potential buyers and their agents. It establishes the sale price for your home. It also lay out the type of professional representation your agent will provide and what they will be paid for those services. Remember that agent compensation is fully negotiable, not set by law, right? Who sets the compensation? We do, by delivering value, right? That's a sales part of a real estate salesperson, okay? It also decides the term of the agreement. The consumer says, I love this one. How did you arrive at your suggested listing price for my home? Okay, I don't like this question at all because who should not be deciding the listing price for their home? You. Who should be deciding the listing price for their home with proper education? Them. So your job, what is our motto? Our motto: empower, educate, and encourage. That's our job as management, to empower, educate, and encourage you. And it's your job as an agent to empower, educate, and encourage the consumers, buyers and sellers, to do what's right in their best interest. And that's why you're the expert, and that's why we get paid the big bucks, right? So that question, I don't ever want a seller say, how did you decide on the price for my home? I'm not deciding the price for your home. I'm going to educate you so you can make a good, educated guess of what it's going to sell for. And then we're going to test the market, and the market's going to react. And then if we failed the test, we'll adjust, pivot, and try a different price. Okay. So remember that's a bad question. Can't believe I didn't put that in there because that's not something we teach for sure. How will you market my home? Maybe we should have a seller video with my brother's voice saying, and here's how we're going to market your property, right? And it's just really good. You don't have to answer that question because you're going to send them your Moxie presentation, which is a first class, very good look with a nice video that sets the stage of representation and everything else for you. How do I attract potential buyers? What's our biggest lead source? 4-letter word. Starts with an S. Sign. Sign calls are biggest leads. There you go. Thank you, Herlon. You're right, Rachel. Welcome back, by the way. The question is they're because there are agents that come in and give people a price, not because we do. Exactly. Sign in the yard. That's it. No, no, the note taker's taking notes. That's pretty cool. There you go, Lauren. That's great. Yep. I think it's on our website too. I think it's c21be3.com, but it's not up yet. We could do the video about the text behind the video. How do I attract potential buyers? Yeah, I hate to say this because it sounds so wimpy, but the fact of the matter is all we have to do is present the property well, because all the marketing is automatically done, guys. You turn it into a listings team, they announce it on the web, it goes IDX enabled to every website in the world. You got to do 2 things. You got to represent the property well and answer your phone. That's it. That's the biggest thing. You can't say that to a seller, but that's just 2 things you need to do. Present the property well and answer your phone quickly. Most important of anything. And then you need to follow up. I'm playing this game now because I've been answering sales calls, mostly signs. And literally, lead router goes off. I call them right away. They don't answer. I send them an email. I send them a text. No reply. Do I just let them go? Do I try them an hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later? Do I leave a message when I call? This is a follow-up game. But if they inquired, they gave you a phone number and an email address, then you better use them, right? Phone, text, email. They don't answer, phone, text, email. They don't answer, phone, text, email. 3 tries and you're out. If they don't answer after 3, then they call you back, then blow them off. You get better things to do with your time. But other people have lives too. Let's see what they said. There are many strategies that may help attract potential buyers. For example, offers of compensation. Ooh, interesting. When you or your agent compensate another agent for bringing in a buyer to successfully close the transaction, and seller concessions when you cover the certain costs associated with purchasing a home for the buyer, may lead to a better, faster sale. Interesting. So they're saying offer good compensation is how we attract potential buyers. Because do you want your agent working for you, or do you want the thousands of agents in your MLS working for you to help sell a house? It's very interesting. We're going to talk about this. And Anywhere just did something. I'll talk about sales meeting tomorrow, manager meeting after this, and then sales meeting tomorrow. What did we call it? We have a new website for Anywhere. I'm sorry. It's called Exclusive Look. So Compass, a real estate company, makes a lot of noise, and they want to have off-market listings. And then Zillow came out swinging and said, screw you. If you don't give us your IDX feed when you put the listing on the market, we're never going to let you put it on the market we're never going to put it on our website. And we have more eyeballs on our website than you guys get on yours. So play nicely, or we're going to cut you off at the knees. So Compass is doing that, and they got their own site. So Anywhere said, hey, we better be ready for this. We don't agree with it, but if you guys want to, we're going to build a website which will only have Anywhere listings on it. And we can advertise whatever we want on our own internal websites. So I've got a class on that this week I'm going to take, and I'm going to cover some stuff today, the manager meeting with the managers on. It's called Exclusive Look, and it's going to be Anywhere's exclusive listing page, which I don't recommend. I definitely recommend using the MLS. What do I need to do to get my house ready? To prepare your home for listing, your agent may suggest investing in necessary repairs or other upgrades that may help enhance the buyer. My hot button here, guys, and I'm watching it. Pre-inspections, at least a 4-point. FBI inspectors are mostly Central Florida. 275, they'll do a 4-point at time of listing. At least you know how the good things are done, especially if the house is more than 10 years old. And you can tell if it's been well maintained or not, right? How will you vet potential buyers? This is an interesting one. An important part of selling your home is ensuring that prospective buyers are financially prepared to follow through with their offer. Discuss with your agent how they plan to evaluate prospective purchasers, which may include requiring a pre-approval letter to be submitted alongside the offer. That's a touchy one. We're over time a little bit. I'm going to keep going. So, we're a Zillow Flex broker, and we got about, 15 agents on the Flex team now, because that's all the zip codes we have. But we're going to get more because we're crushing it. They're doing a great job. But Zillow tells us do not try to qualify them, meet them. 75% of people will work with the first agent they meet. So your job is to ALM, set an appointment, verify the locations they're looking at, and identify their motivation to move. ALM, appointment, location, motivation. Those are the things, and they have to be done in the first 30 seconds because AI records all of our calls. And if we don't do it in the first 30 seconds, we don't get credit. And we have to get credit to get our scores up to get more leads. So it's a very pay to play type of thing. You got to do the job right and you get more. If you don't do it right, you get less. So you're held accountable, which is an interesting thing. So I lost my thought there. Number 10, do you have references I can speak with? Where would you get those from? I show them to you every week at the sales meeting. Your real satisfied surveys. Now you guys like to play around with your Canvas stuff. Take some really good surveys, make a little thing, put it in your Moxie presentation, and then you've got your surveys. You can answer all these questions up front. So that's all we're going to cover today, just those 10 questions. But there's a whole bunch of resources there. I'll send that out right after this meeting. So if you're bored and you need something to read, there's a lot of articles, and NAR is a huge thing. Lauren said, yes, please question the listing agents offering VA and FHA financing. This is the third contract I have where my buyer is basically getting a new home since neither agent nor seller did due diligence with pre-listing. Yeah. So they go under contract and the house is not in good shape. You're good. Perfect. Okay, guys, that's all I got for today. It's really like real estate. I hope you got something out of this today. We will see you at sales meeting tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.